Hi, welcome to Carrie Creates Cards. Today I'll be making a 40th Shabby Chic birthday card. I hope you enjoy watching. If you do, please like and subscribe. Today's card is going to be a Shabby Chic card and it's been made for someone special. So these are the supplies that I will be using, and I'm going to just start now by distressing my paper using an 6x6 card base, and these are the patterned papers that I'll use. I'm going to go and get my distress tool and just distress the edges of the card. Fairly miserable day out here today. It's been raining and it's fairly nasty, but I guess all in all the weather hasn't been too bad. I'm just going to cut this one down a bit smaller than the previous one, and I don't need to be neat and tidy as I'm going to distress it anyway. Just wipe that down, and I'm going to distress the edges with a bit of distress ink. I'm using this vintage photo distress ink, Tim Holtz. So I'll just get some ink on my sponge along the edges. Like that. If you pull from the top down, you get some of the ink onto the edge of the cardstock. And personally, I like that look, especially on the corners. Just kind of ages the paper and it gives it a nice effect. I'm just going to do the same with the background sheet. And I have enough ink on there, I don't need to re-ink it. Let's put the lid back on that so it doesn't dry out. Wipe that down. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stick the background sheet onto the card base. And for that I'm going to use some double-sided tape. So as I said before, I don't go out to the edge with this because I like to put things behind. And if you go out, it takes away the option of being able to do that. Oops. Not to worry. It's the back of the paper anyway, so it doesn't make any difference. So I'll place that down where I want it. Yes, this way. And then I'm going to do this one with a bit of foam tape, just to make it pop up a bit. And the same thing, I won't go out the whole way out to the edge. Just pick that backing off. And pop that down. They're lovely papers then. They're Mintay papers, and this one is called Precious Moments. It's a beautiful set actually. There's some lovely papers in there, and they're double-sided, very good quality. So the next thing I'm going to do is, I have a few elements that I cut out previously with my die cutting machine. So I'm just going to put some of those in and start building up. I'm going to use some foam tape on this. And they're just from die cuts that I have in my stash. Come down a bit with it, I think. Put that there. And with the next one. And they layer up nicely. I don't know if I'm going to come in with the third one, because I'm going to use this 40, and will that be? Yeah, well, it would work. The more elements, I think, the better. Yeah, let's stick that one down. And just, I might layer that over to the side a bit, like that. So the next thing I'm going to do is just going to build this up as well. This die cut only cuts out one side. So it's kind of for I guess the top of a page that you don't want the element to be cut out of. So I'm just going to bundle that up a bit. I'm going to go in there with it. We get a bit of double-sided glue first of all. It's a new glue gun that I purchased, so I haven't used it yet. Hopefully it'll be okay. Might just cut this one down a bit smaller. And I'm going to pop that in there. want to give it that 3D effect. Just a couple of dots of glue here and there. That should be okay. There we go. Let's get it where I want it. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put the 40 down, but I'm going to keep it wooden, but I want to go ahead and put some glossy accents on that because I want it to stand out a bit more. So these is going to take a long time to dry. So we'll just have to have patience. So obviously I can't adhere that to the card at the moment. Let's get rid of the bubble there. That's better. Take the glue out from in there. Now, so I can be working on my flowers. I'm going to put in this little tag as well somewhere. And I have a bit of twine there that I'm going to thread through it. So just tie that in a knot. I'll leave that for later. Just prepare these flowers for use. Take the underneath off. Don't know if that one is a bit too big. Nice though. It's just a matter of playing around and getting things where you want them. I don't think I'm going to use that one. I think it's a bit large. Move them over a bit. Okay. Put that one down first, I think. So I'm going to pop a bit of the foam tape on the back of that, just to make it stand up a bit. Might actually put a second piece on. And also I'm going to use the hot glue just to get it where I want it. Yeah, that seems good. This isn't working out the way I wanted. Let's go ahead and put some more glossy accents there, and that's probably going to take a couple of hours to dry, I would think. So I'm going to be patient, because really the 4O is probably the most important part of this card, as it's for a 40th birthday. And I'm going to, while I'm waiting, I'm going to cut out a few more dies. I have a few butterfly dies here, and I'll have a nosy and see if there's anything else I'd like to add. So I'll be back again shortly. I've gone ahead and I cut out a few more bits there, leaves and butterflies. And I'm going to put this, it's birthday wishes little stamp that I have. I'm going to stamp it onto this little tag. And I'm using the Rich Cocoa Momentous ink. So I'll just ink that up well. And place it down there. Just give it a minute. And with the sentiment stamps, I find don't overpress. You're better off to give it a second or two longer. If you press down too hard, I find it smudges. So there we are. I think this will probably go up here, but we won't put it down yet. And I'm going to just make these little leaves a bit three-dimensional. Just puckering the leaves a bit. Just poke this one out. They usually come out fairly easily out of this die. And I'll do the same to that. It's all the little things like that that make the difference to the overall appearance of the card. I'm going to stick them in behind the flowers where I want them. Might save this little one for the end and I decide what I'm doing with that. The 40 is drying, but it's still not fully dried yet. I've got some of this as well that I think I might just stick in the background. Just cut a couple of bits off it there. Not so sure about this tag. I'll wait, I think, till the end and see. But I have a few bits of ribbon that I'd like to use. So just got this. So I'm just going to cut a couple of bits of that up. I'll be using it behind the cardstock. So this is why I don't stick out right out to the edge in these cards. Just place down a bit of glue and kind of scrunch that till I get it where I want it to be. Yeah. So I have another little piece for up here. I'll do exactly the same thing. Pop down a bit of glue. And just place it in there where I want it. It's nice if you kind of scrunch it up a bit. So I'm going to do the same over here. As I say, all these little elements are what makes the final result so nice. Seems fussy, but these cards, I guess, are fussy. That's the whole thing about the Shabby Chic. They're old-fashioned, they're chintzy with bits of lace and pearly, and personally they're my favourite. Really enjoy making them. Yeah, that's nearly dry. It's sticking. Almost there with that. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pop this down. I think I'll use a bit of the Glossy accents to stick it on with. And I'm going to need to go over it with a bit more of the Glossy accents when I'm finished, just to even it out. And you can see the end of it here. I got my fingerprints on it, so I want to clean that up. But it'll work out. Pop another bit down there. Don't want to press down on it, or I'll just get rid of that little bubble and straighten the four up if I can. It's okay, we'll just pop it down again. Glossy Accents is great for sticking things. It's a good solid glue. So the next thing then is my couple of butterflies. I might use the Glossy Accents for that as well. Let's pop that one there. Just hold it for a minute. Yeah, this little one up there, I think. And I have one more small one that I'll pop onto that flower. Just there. So went back over the 40 there, and I'm just going to come in now with a few of these pearls, and I'm just going to place them around. There's adhesive on the back of these little ones already, so I needn't worry too much about the glue. Just random here and there. Just finishes it off, I think. And I think that's about it. Very happy with the way it turned out. Hope you've enjoyed watching. If you have, please like and subscribe, as it will help my channel. Thanks for watching as always.